All right, everyone, what is up? It's a little bit sunny and bright here today. It's a gorgeous day, so I'm just going to put my sunshades on. What I want to do today was record a training for you that is going to be a massive game changer for you. It's a very simple concept and revolves around 3 key words. And we've implemented it into our business. And what it does is, if you're struggling with feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you want your team to step up, you want people to be problem solvers rather than feeling like you have to solve every problem that comes your way, then this is going to help you massively. So this is called PSR, and it's short for problem, solutions, and then recommendation. So if you've got a problem like you're being called back to site constantly, maybe you feel like you're having to make all the decisions, you're feeling overwhelmed, the weight of the business is on your shoulders, then the solution is to install this simple concept into your business to get a sense of ownership amongst your team, and also encourage creative problem solving, so people come with more solutions to you and they actually are able to think through what is the problem, what are the opportunities or solutions to this potential challenge, and then which is the best of those solutions am I going to recommend to you, so that we're helping to create a culture of ownership. Now, what you want to do is be able to apply this to every level at your team, and your job is to make yourself redundant. How do you do that? Well, it's by creating other leaders, helping people raise each other up, create a learning environment, and this 3-step solution does that very simply. So 80% of issues recur, right? So what we want to do is we want to build out solutions for those and systems that run those. And 20% of problems, they're going to occur randomly, the people-based ones. And for the people-based ones, we typically can't install a system that repeats and is either automated or is documented and systemized. We want people to be able to solve those and delegate that down as much as possible, because the people on the front line or the people in that part of the business have the most experience, have the most context around what's happening as it grows. And as you grow, you can't be everywhere and you can't solve every solution. So this is how we install a sense of ownership, accountability, and peak performance into the culture and throughout all levels of the business. So what we want to do is we want to install the TPB plug-and-play systems into your business. And then the other ones, the 20%, install this PSR attitude. Now, it's not going to solve every problem, but it is going to help reduce the amount of complexity and problem solving that you as the owner have to do. The more you can reduce the amount of decisions that you can make, the better. So I've got a couple of stories that come to mind. Steve Jobs he was infamous for always wearing the same clothes every day. So black t-shirt, blue jeans, and sneakers. So that reduced his decision making, one less decision that he had to make during the day, and he could leave those big decisions up to someone else. There's a very successful guy that was in a program that I was in last year. Was actually a guest speaker, and he's grown a $100 million bakery business called the Rangiora Bakery, and they supply something like 6 million donuts a week, ridiculous, to all the petrol stations throughout New Zealand. Then they started supplying them to Australia, and then to Japan. And so what he said is he only makes 6 decisions a year, and he applies this principle as well. And what he does, he hires people smarter than him, empowers his team to come to him whenever there is an issue with what is the problem. So firstly, we have to define the problem and teach your team to ask a better question to get a better answer. That gives you, if you ask a better question, then you're going to be able to look and reflect and see it from different angles. So if sales aren't performing well, then you need to dig in and figure out, well, why aren't sales performing well? What could we do about that? Is it a lead flow problem? Is it a lead quality problem? Is it a nobody knows who we are? Is it that we don't have a defined sales process? Is it that, hey, we're getting heaps of leads, but we're not qualifying them, so we're wasting a lot of time? Or maybe it's that we're getting small leads. Like, once you define the problem, you then come up with a range of different solutions. So next step, PSR, problem, solution, recommendation. Next step, number 2, solutions. What we want is we want our team to come to us with 2 to 3 solutions. So, hey, we have bad leads, and we have bad or low conversion. So what are we going to do about that? Okay, so the first thing we could do is we can improve our online marketing. We can put in a qualifying questionnaire. We'd have a script in the office for every time someone answers the phone. Hey, welcome to XYZ Construction. Just so I can help you best, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Have you got consent? Have you got plans? Tell me about your project. What's the scope of works? What's your budget? Etc. It could be that they don't know who we are when we show up to the first site visit. So it might be that we want to put in place a info pack that helps to answer those questions in advance. So people want to know 4 key questions. Who are you? Who's your company? Can I trust you? And how specifically can you help me? So now we have a range of potential solutions, and we're going to put those through a filter called an ICE filter. Impact, confidence that it's going to work, and E, effort. So impact, is it going to move the needle by 9 or maybe by 1? Next is confidence. Have we done this before? How well can we execute? Do we have an example or template that we can follow that'll make it very quick? And last is ease. So how much effort? Is it going to take 6 months or 4 months for us to develop a 20 to 30 page info pack? Or could we version a phone script and a questionnaire in 10 minutes off a template and put that in? So ease of impact. So run it through the ICE filter. Teach your team that, the ICE filter, impact, confidence that it's going to work, and then ease of implementation. And lastly, recommendation. So based on this challenge or based on this problem, these are the 3 potential solutions. Sales conversion is low, that's the problem. Solutions, we could do better marketing, implement a info pack, implement a script, implement a questionnaire, etc., etc., etc. My recommendation, based on where we are, maybe you don't have a qualifying questionnaire, maybe you don't have a phone script. My recommendation is we put those 2 into place straight away to weed out the tire kickers, the time wasters. So instead of going out to 10 sites during the week, we're only going to go to the 2 or 3 that are well qualified, that hit our ideal avatar, that may be within a 5-mile radius, that are 250 to 500k jobs that are in our sweet spot for either renovations or remodels. So now we've qualified that. Okay, so anytime a team member comes to you with a problem and expects you to solve them, hey, what do we do about this? Now you can flip it back to them and go, PSR. So how do you implement this with your team and where do you put it? Well, the first thing is make it one of your core values. Next thing is have it in your onboarding. So when you bring someone into your team, make sure that it's in your information pack. It's in your welcome kit. You teach it to them personally. And then it's in the toolbox meetings as well. So a great way to implement this is every toolbox meeting, every Monday morning, once a week, you can ask your team, what are 3 ideas everyone has for improving productivity? And the best idea that gets implemented by the business might get $50. So then people are encouraged to speak up. They know that their answers and ideas and solutions are going to be heard, and that the best quality gets implemented, and they get rewarded for that. So you might go productivity 1 week, might go health and safety the next week, might go how can we get lower cost leads, how can we improve our sales, how can we price jobs better, etc., etc., etc. So to sum up, key thing is PSR, problem, solution, recommendation. Have a chat with your team. Let them know what the changes that you're making, that you value their opinions, you want them to raise up, you want them to be involved, become better problem solvers. What are their 2 to 3 potential solutions, and what do they recommend and why? This is going to help you get the monkey off your back, stop feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and that you have to solve every issue. Because I know what it feels like when someone comes to you with a problem. You're like, well, what do you recommend and why? So PSR, problem, solutions, recommendation. There's a great book by a guy called Old Man Dino, Get the Monkey Off Your Back. Very short book, very easy to read. You can read it basically in a few hours. I think you get great value out of it. All right, that's it from me today. Sunny Auckland, I hope you have an awesome day. Take the strategy, implement it with your team, reinforce it, put it into your values, and just watch everyone raise the bar, take ownership, take accountability, and very quickly you're going to weed out who are the people that do take this on and who are the ones that don't. All right, have an awesome day. Cheers.